Tom's jumps, along with his ground speed, whether there was a headwind, whether there was a crosswind. And by doing this multiple times, we were able to get a consistent set of data.
So that each take, we can see what height I am. So this way we can set drones and cameras in places where I can go right into close-up. Rule 1, don't hit me with the drone. Because if we do it all, we don't capture it right, what's the point? Let's do it, guys. Ready? Yep. Always wear my earplugs so I don't hear myself scream.
We are ready.
The key is me hitting certain speeds and being consistent with that. There's no speedometer, so I do it by sound and feel of the bike.
That's
And
nuts.
then as I depart the bike,
That's nuts.
I'm using the wind that's hitting me here, and I'm cupping my chest. That will give me lift. Thank you all very much for your help, guys.
This is cinema, chef's kiss.
We're here in Norway. We've been constructing this ramp over a number of months. Everything here has to be brought in by helicopter.
Engineers and technicians.
Yo, this is insane for one scene. What the
Today
fuck?
is day 1 of principal photography, and we are starting in classic mission form with the biggest stunt in the film.
What we're doing here is I'm just doing jumps just to warm up the body. Let's do it just to get my tracking going and make sure everything's working all right. Try not to smile.
Basically, when he gets down and puts a parachute on and goes and does the bike jump, he'll actually know the weather conditions in this area, in the valley, and on the ground.
Why does he jump off so nonchalant? Like,
Like a parachute. Now he's in a rock bowl with walls all around him, and he's got to fly out of it.
it's like he's dropping tilted towers.
Of course, you know, when something's been done for the first time, you can't help but worry a little bit about how it's really going to turn out.
With a jump like this, the challenge is finding the cameras, it's the amount of preparation, and then it's weather.
You want the light to be right, you want the clouds to be right. Misty, but not foggy. This weather right here is exactly what we're looking for.
He is about 10 minutes away from coming up here, landing, and doing the actual stunt.
Sounds good. We're in motion. See you soon.
Now we're gonna set the frames of this camera ship with the drone just to verify everything, then we're gonna get ready.
You know, the only things you really have to avoid while doing a stunt like this is serious injury or death. Here we go.
Oh, okay,
You're
thank
riding a
you.
motorcycle, which is pretty
Let's turn it
dangerous,
up, yeah.
on top of a ramp that's elevated off the ground, so if you come off the ramp, that's gonna be very bad. You're falling. If you don't get a clean exit from the bike and you get tangled up with it, if you don't open your parachute, you're not gonna make it.
It's fucking crazy, huh?
3, 2, 1, action!
Bro thinks he's Superman.
I saw a canopy.
Honestly, that doesn't even seem that hard.
To you guys, thank you.
Dr. Tom, that was absolutely beautiful. Like nothing wrong.
All that practice.
Bike went away. I mean, your track was perfect. It was actually, it was great.
Thanks, mate. I think I can hold to the bike a little longer.
Minus. Oh yeah. What about the bikes? That is actually -1 bike.
Pretty much the biggest stunt in cinema history. Tom Cruise just rode a motorcycle off a cliff
No, that's nuts.
6 times today.
That's nuts. That's nuts. That is nuts. Jokes aside. Yo, look at that. He's fucking free falling, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's pretty epic. So ridiculous though. It's so ridiculous. You know, I'm watching the movie just based off of this one scene. But I think the movie's probably good regardless, to be fair.
This is far and away the most dangerous thing we've ever attempted. The only thing that scares me more is what we have planned for Mission 8.
You guys think Tom Cruise is a GOAT or what? Definitely dedication to his craft.
Yeah, and if we want to be talking about people coming into their own everything, I feel like the first person to talk about Roy in it
Jackie
is
Chan enters the conversation.
He's a super easy talking point. I mean, I think when he sort of started in Split 2, it wasn't like totally impressive. It wasn't anything too flashy or anything crazy. But you know, he's been developing. He's been showing up, and since he
and the same age as Tom, but I have trouble just getting in and out of the truck. How does he do it?
More integrated into the support system from Oxygen, and it seems like it's just a net sort of positive in terms of the Oxygen playstyle and sort of tactics.
It sure has, and just to remind everyone, you know, he came in midway through the season. He just turned 16. This is his first time in the big leagues playing against these big teams. You know, he had a lot of T2 experience before this, but this is his really.
He's pissed because his movie is launching the same time as Oppenheimer. I feel like the Tom Cruise movie is more hyped,
he's
no?
He's a bit of a slow awakening, but he's really getting rolling right now, and I think that he's in good form in this playoff spot.
just so understandable.
No?
Being, like, thrown into a roster halfway through and having to compete in such a dire time can be so stressful.
Oppenheimer's way more hyped.
Playoffs, we've gotten to see the step up, which has been amazing. But
actually, you're right. It does have a lot of big
this is, of course,
actors, actresses.
And going up against today will be FaZe Clan.
I go pee one
this
sec.
Is a team throughout the split, not gone without their struggles either. We got to see roster change up with Mame and Tig coming into the FaZe Clan squad. And when we're talking about squads with this talent, we're talking about superstars. FaZe is always the first one that comes to mind, Roy, considering some of the players they have on this roster.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just forget the fact that FaZe has players that have been at the top in multiple titles for so many years, right? Like, there's so much experience on this roster, and they're not even that old. Like, they're not even old at all. They're still fresh. Like, I think Baby Bay is the oldest on the team. He's 27. Maybe Superman might be slightly older. I'm not totally sure. But in terms of like being still young, 26, 27, late 20s, like they have years of experience at an international level and at the top.
They absolutely do. And, you know, with the addition of Tig and Mame, they've just brought so much more experience in. I mean, they were already a team that were, you know, competing with the best, really staying in there day to day. But with the addition of these two players, especially Mame, who's been around since the early beta days, competing with Envy, who ended up becoming Optic, he brings a ton of veteran experience and a lot of presence for this team that I think was really lacking.
The new additions have been so great to see, but let's talk about a couple of the players that have been around and done the round, specifically talking a little bit more about